see if there's any news on the Kings. Let's see if there's anything they'll tell us.
Well, for starters, I just did a big deep dive on Sacramento on my channel, a big off-season deep dive, and Cyro and I are both huge on the coach. So I don't know what they're going to be this season.
Is this a self-plug? Are you plugging yourself?
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
That's
I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, it's very subtle. You can check that out on Wil Upton. The link's down below. Just kidding. But they're setting the culture and they're getting there. I think Keegan Murray, a lot of it's going to depend on, if Keegan Murray turns out to be a star, man, they look freaking great. I think it's vital. We talked about Fox. I'd like Fox to get his three-point shooting and efficiency up. I think Sabonis is perfect for this squad. What we learned in Indiana is you got to pair him with the right piece. So, I think this year is going to be an increase from what we saw in the second half of last year, but I do think that they're not going to be a top 6 seed, unfortunately, unless you have just everything go right. But I think you're building the blocks here, man. You're getting it ready. You're setting the culture. You're making Sacramento as a destination more attractive, right? You're building something, and people want to build. People like building. So I like a lot of the moves they made, man. I think Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter are just, defensively, they're not exactly what you're looking for, but those are two huge sparks. And I love that take by Tyree, bro. I don't trust athletes from, it's like what we were talking about Northwestern that one time. I don't trust athletes out of Iowa ever. I thought Luka Garza was going to be.
That was a terrible thought. Luka Garza is fucking awful.
Like just something. The man lit up college basketball. I was a pretty not anti-Keegan guy coming into the draft, but I think out of the top 5, he was my worst. But I've been seeing a lot of takes recently that he's the best player in the draft, and you'll know that in 6 years. So I would love to see that. Nice.
I know, wrong.
Get John Collins off my screen.
Here we go. This is a good picture. Look at that. We're a real scout. Yeah, that's a good suit. No, so look, I like Keegan Murray. Also, I never noticed that the little stripes on the Kings is an S.
That's tight.
That's tight. Those little things are little S's.
Oh, damn, where's my Kings at? I have a King.
Okay.
I was wearing a Kings hat earlier.
Look, Keegan Murray, I think, could be good. I think I like the idea of Sabonis, Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, and De'Aaron Fox. Throw Davion Mitchell off the bench. And then I think the bench is where it gets injured because Rashawn Holmes and Davion Mitchell off the bench. I think you got to go Sabonis at the center position. Tyree, I don't know if we're looking at the same person.
Sabonis is a dog.
Sabonis is a dog. Just, I hope Sabonis, me, I've been following the Eurobasket, and Sabonis has not, he's been getting some steals, but he's not been blocking shots or is blocking. Yeah, he's been getting steals, but he's still not blocking any shots, even in Eurobasket. But he's shooting pretty well out there. My whole thing is with Sabonis, can he become like a Jokic? I know not as good as a defender as Nikola Jokic just became, but can he become somewhat similar? Like Jokic wasn't a good shot blocker, but he became one, and he became a decent defender. Sabonis, can you at least get there? Or am I asking?
I don't know. That's not his specialty to me. That's the whole thing that both of these two rosters, Indiana and Sacramento, that's something I imagine Indiana has been trying to figure out for a very long time now. It just isn't, you can't play sustainable winning basketball with Miles Turner and Sabonis.
Well, Sabonis had between 2017 and 2020, he had really 107, 104, 105.9, and 109. in a 4-year span, he was basically like in a 3-year span, he was 100, basically 106 defensive rating. So he's shown positives, like, like as a guy, he'll get steals. He's not a shot blocker, and
that's okay.
But his dad was one of the greatest. It was like you would think, being Arbanis, Sabonis' son, he could be a shot blocker and a defensive player.
I mean, I'm very interested to see what the Kings are going to be looking like this upcoming year. I still have them somewhere in the play-in, 7 to 10. I think, unfortunately, I would, if I had to take a prediction, are they going to be top 6 or not make the play-in? I'd go not make the play-in, but I really hope that they can.
You're funny, Tyree. You're funny.
I can't wait to see what this Kings team looks like. And they're going to throw out a bunch of different combinations.
I just don't think Sabonis is a good enough of a shooter to have him at the power forward spot. And like Audrey just said, is that his versatility at the center spot on offense. Can Harrison Barnes, like, it just becomes I think Sabonis just needs to be able, if they're playing, because I'm fine with Sabonis with at least 15 of the starting centers in the NBA. I think my only problem with Sabonis is when he's facing like Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, defending Giannis, but that's anybody defending Giannis. So you know what I mean? It's just like, how do you alleviate that? Because when you play a guy like Joel Embiid, they're just gonna try to get pick and rolls every game. Even Jokic or some of those bigger, even a DeAndre Ayton, they're just gonna try to out physical. And it just reminds me, like, Sabonis, I think Sabonis's things is he just needs to be a bit more aggressive. So I don't know why, but sometimes Sabonis seems passive. Like, it's not that he's taking off, it's just that he lacks like the dog in him to like.
Well, he also likes setting people up. So
I have no problem with Sabonis on offense. I think the only thing is
you're talking about
defensively aggressiveness on defense. It's just like he's just trying to get defense over with and get back on offense sometimes. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's just trying to just get defense over with. And I mean, there's a lot of NBA players, but I just think if he can be a bit more aggressive on defense, I think Sabonis is easily a guy who could. I mean, Sabonis is easily an all-star capable player, and he's a guy who has been an all-star twice in his career already. People forget. In 2020 and 21, he was a fucking dog. This guy was dishing out 7 assists.
I know you differ, but I don't really see any. I don't think he played bad whatsoever in Sacramento. I mean, they're adjusting to a new team, a team that really kind of was confused too, just in general.
I don't think he played bad. I just don't think he couldn't. He just couldn't shoot well. He wasn't shooting well. Mm-hmm. He had some really bad games. He started to pick it up a little bit, but just in the last 2 years, I think Sabonis. I want to know, like, why was, like, he hasn't shot as much. Like, if you look at this, Sabonis with Oklahoma City, and he was like, Sabonis has shot a shit ton of threes before, and I think Sabonis needs to start shooting a shit ton more threes. Because look at his shots through the years. He's been weird. Like, first year in the NBA, taking 2 threes a night at 32%. Second season, takes half a three a night. Third season, takes 0.2 a night. Fourth season, 1.1 a night. Third season, 2.6. Okay. Fourth season, he was 2. Fifth season, I'm so stupid. Fifth season, yeah, 2. And then fourth season, 1.1. I'm so fucking confused. How many seasons did he play? 3? 6. So sixth season, he was taking 2. Fifth season, 2.6. It's like weird. His 3-point. Like, I think he's a guy who should be taking like 3 threes a game. At least.
I also, just, plus 30%. That's all I need. If he could get to 35, that would be insane. As Andre's saying, Miles Turner covered up a lot of his weaknesses. But you also have to remember Sabonis was injured last season for a little bit. And if I'm not mistaken, it was when he was with Sacramento, because I remember getting towards fantasy playoffs and having him. I don't think he only missed like 20 games, but it's hard to even just get into a rhythm on both sides of the ball. You're in a brand new team, you're injured, you're not fully healthy. Like, it's just, I like it. He's going to shoot the hell out of the ball next year. I mean, if he's shooting even just 33%, that helps them space a lot.
I think they're going hard on the perimeter defense, because think of all the perimeter defenders they have. De'Aaron Fox isn't a bad defender when he tries, but let's Davion Mitchell, Harrison Barnes, in theory, Keegan Murray, and who else do they have that we could say? But they have, I think, really, like they said, like if the perimeter defense is fine, I can live with your weakest link on defense, like just being Sabonis. And I just think Sabonis needs to be good enough that he stays on the floor in the fourth quarter, that he doesn't, I think if you can mix in, like, imagine, I think one thing that could really work out if Chemzi Metu's 3-point shot is legit, Chemzi Metu could be a guy who could play power forward. And then you move Harrison Barnes, or you take him off the floor. Like, I could love see a lineup of Sabonis, Metu, Barnes, Murray, and Fox, and you go super big, or but yeah, Mitchell, Fox, Barnes, Murray. They're gonna have to take care. I mean, Terrence Davis has shown times he can be a decent defender, but yeah, I think it's defense on the perimeter.
They're building it up one step at a time, man.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting situation they're in. Now, to